2 million years. That's how long Homo erectus survived. Longer than any other human species in history. They walked the earth 20 times longer than we have, yet today they are almost forgotten. How did they do it? Was it fire? Was it tools? Or something hidden deep in the human spirit itself? And here's the challenge for you. If you were thrown back into their world with no cities, no technology, and predators closing in, what single skill or tool would you trust to keep yourself alive? Tell me in the comments right now. 2 million years ago, the Earth looked familiar and alien at the same time. Volcanoes rumbled, grasslands stretched wider than modern Africa. Strange beasts roamed, saber-toothed cats, giant elephants, predators unlike anything alive today. And in the middle of this deadly stage walked a small band of upright humans, not Homo sapiens, not Neanderthals, but Homo erectus. They weren't the strongest, they weren't the fastest. They didn't have claws, fur, or fangs, and yet they endured. While other human species flickered out like brief sparks, Homo erectus became a steady flame, burning for nearly 2 million years. Imagine that. If humanity ended today, we still would not have matched their survival record. So what was their secret? Let's peel it apart, piece by piece. First, their bodies. Homo erectus was built for movement. Long legs, narrow hips, and a surprisingly modern frame. They weren't sprinters like a cheetah, but they could do something far more powerful. They could run for hours without stopping. Persistence hunting. Imagine chasing an antelope across the savannah, not catching it in minutes, but wearing it down in the heat of the day, step after step, hour after hour, until the animal collapsed from exhaustion. This was not speed. This was patience turned into a weapon. But endurance alone wasn't enough, because the world they lived in was brutal. Lions prowled, hyenas circled, crocodiles waded in rivers. To sleep, to hunt, even to drink was a gamble. So what gave them an edge? The answer burned in the darkness: fire. Archaeologists have found blackened stones and ancient ash, proof that Homo erectus tamed flames nearly 1 million years ago. Picture the scene: night falling, predators lurking, and in the center a circle of humans staring into a fire. That flickering light did more than scare away beasts. It cooked food, unlocking more calories. It hardened wooden spears. It warmed children through freezing nights. Fire was more than survival. Fire was civilization's spark. And yet fire was dangerous. Too little fuel and it died. Too much smoke and it suffocated. Keeping it alive demanded discipline, cooperation, and memory you could not forget. Someone had to stay awake. Someone had to feed the flames. And that responsibility forged trust. Which brings us to their greatest adaptation. Not just their bodies, not just their tools, but their minds. Homo erectus may not have spoken in full language like we do today, but they had communication, calls, gestures, shared understanding. When one spotted danger, others listened. When one learned to sharpen a stone, others copied. Knowledge didn't vanish. It spread, slowly, clumsily, but enough to make survival a group effort. And this cooperation stretched across landscapes. Homo erectus was the first human to truly leave Africa. Step by step, they wandered farther into Asia, into Europe, into environments colder, stranger, and harsher than anything their ancestors had seen. Imagine the courage of walking into a land of snow, carrying nothing but stone tools, hides, and fire. Every migration was a gamble, but but they played it for 2 million years and won. Now pause for a moment. Think about what that means. We, modern humans, are proud of cities, satellites, and skyscrapers. Yet our species has lasted only about 300,000 years. They survived nearly 7 times longer without any of it. Doesn't that make you wonder, are we really the peak of human endurance? Or did Homo erectus carry a wisdom we've already lost? Let's look deeper. Their tools, for example. The Acheulean hand axe, a teardrop-shaped stone, sharp on both edges. Simple, yes, but revolutionary. It cut meat, scraped hides, chopped wood, dug roots. A Swiss army knife of the ancient world, and the design lasted unchanged for over 1 million years. Think about that. Today, our phones feel outdated after 2 years. Their tool design was so perfect, it remained useful for 50,000 generations. But even perfect tools could not stop tragedy. For 2 million years, Homo erectus faced droughts, famines, and predators. Entire camps would vanish in a single bad season. Yet somehow, the species survived, because even when one band fell, others endured. Survival wasn't about never falling. It was about always getting back up. And yet, there's a haunting truth. For all their endurance, for all their fire, tools, and migrations, Homo erectus is gone, extinct. Their final populations faded somewhere around 100,000 years ago. The question is, why? Some scientists believe it was competition. As new human species, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and eventually Homo sapiens spread, erectus could no longer keep up. Others argue climate shifts shattered their fragile networks. Or maybe it wasn't one reason at all. Maybe it was a slow decline, like a candle burning down after a long, steady flame. But here's the twist. They are not truly gone, because, in a way, they live in us. Their endurance shaped the human body you carry. Their migration paths opened the routes our ancestors later walked. Their patience, their fire, their tools. These were the foundations we stand on. Without Homo erectus, there is no us. So let me turn the question back to you. Imagine being part of that species. No written language, no cities. Just your group, your tools, your fire, and the endless wilderness. Would you survive? Would you endure for even a single lifetime? Or would you vanish in the dark like so many before you? Homo erectus did it for nearly 2 million years, and that perhaps is their greatest lesson. Survival is not about brilliance. It is not about strength. It is about endurance, patience, and unity. A lesson as urgent today as it was back then. So tonight, when you light a fire or even switch on a lamp, remember the humans who first turned darkness into safety. Remember the footsteps that carried them out of Africa. Remember the long silence of their endurance. And remember that the story of Homo erectus is not just their past, it is our inheritance. If you found this journey into the deep past inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what ancient mystery should we uncover next? Because the next story might just change the way you see yourself and humanity's place in time.